What's up, fam? All Clouded episode 36. I feel like this has been a really good week. We've had you get your minor setbacks in that, but I feel like we made some good progress. We had an epic stream on the weekend. Probably the most people I've ever seen tune in. I was super sick. Whoa, dogs are fighting in the background. Sorry about that, guys. He's got a new puppy. Wow, not so new. He's a couple weeks old. He keeps harassing the old dogs. He's sitting there bloody humping her. Where were we? Yeah, but what we can do, we can dive down. We'll take a look. I think I'm just about to wrap this run up. So I'm in the Orb Devo phase. There's still quite a few waves in here, 300-400 left to go, but I'll probably end up ending it. What could we look over in the stats? Peak coins. So I hit these coins a lot earlier in the run, and that's the whole point of the Orbless phase. Now the coins per minute will swing quite a bit, and a lot of that is to do with the BHD effect. The BHD effect. Can you see it there? If you just sit there staring, like each time the wave renews, whoop, see it over there. Each time the wave renews, you'll see how it's calculated out the free ups. So stats, I think from the EHP side, it's all still looking the same. There's nothing changed in the free ups. There's nothing changed in my level skips, and that's just because all my coins have been going to the damage mastery that we unlocked last week. You probably will notice that the damage is a bit down, and that's just because in this, when I switch to this phase with the Orb Devo, I don't have any damage cards on. Like, I've just gone from trimming. Like, we could probably have a little, if we swap like that, see it's at 3.3 trilly. And that's with the 50-50 trade-off. So in farming, that's at, what, 6.6 trill. That's insane. It's such a nice jump in damage. It's definitely going to help in tourneys, but it absolutely helped in farming. So I'd sit there around the, I don't know, 4.5 mark of trimming with bullets, and then we kind of pushed it to 5k, and pushing it to 5k was the coins per minute would slowly drop over time, but it would still be more than the Orb Devo phase. This run we just did, we trimmed all the way up to 6k waves. So we were trimming with bullets all the way up to 6k. And then when we swap to the Orb Devo setup and just go like the full AFK kind of approach, when we switched to that setup, the coins didn't take too much of a hit. So that was kind of my goal. Now I'd like to push it a little bit further, maybe 6.5k waves, and then we're definitely in a good zone for Orb Devo. So basically all the parts of the waves where it's not as efficient, you know, where the coins slowly start ramping up, we're trying to capitalize on that by trimming manually with the bullets. So yeah, we could go through the run. So we're almost at 500 trill cells. These normally go just over to 200,000. I should probably start looking into investing a bit into getting some bit more cells. At the moment we can maintain our lab, so I'm not really going too deep into it. You guys may or may not want to look into these stats. Here's the breakdown of the econ. I still haven't taken like a deep dive into trying to look at breaking this down. Here's Fetch. Wow, Fetch hit a trilly. Fetch hit a trilly. Yeah, so I like to turn this off so it doesn't so we'll end it there. Boom, boom, done. Let's do the round skis. Missions, completed all the missions. I think everybody else will be the same. Stats. 46 quadrillion. Started August 10th. August 10th last year, obviously. Stones at 25k. So almost 26k. Labs slowly creeping along. I have been doing a lot of the longer labs for quite some time now. So here's how our runs are looking. So we're still doing the two 12-hour runs. I did actually try a tier 12 run, and that was mainly just to see what sort of, you know, what kind of things I'd need to farm it, you know, so it's like getting a feel of the runs and that. But as far as farming goes, we've been solidly hitting that 500 trill mark. And I tell you what, it's helped out a ton for Masteries. Like the damage mastery, I've just like put it in, I haven't turned it off, and just every time it renews I seem to have some coins. I'm getting a little bit hurt though for coins like when module levels and stuff comes around, so there's like a little bit of juggling going on there. But yeah, that's where we are. I've still got a lot of work to move out of tier 11, but at the moment it's kind of sustaining us, and you know, we're taking slow incremental jumps along the way. For tourneys, so we've got a Legends run coming up. There's the next one. So I got, look at this, 415 waves. Gets me a demotion. Wild, absolutely wild. Insane that though. Like, it was a bit of a tough bracket, but insane that there was this big kind of choke point where we were all around that 400 wave mark. So the guy behind me was only behind by bugger all waves. The guy in front of me was only ahead of me by 3 waves. So typically I do like a rerun in those sorts of situations, but that run already was a rerun, so I wasn't going to do it again. And then we did a stream for the champs. Got almost 2,000 waves. Crazy. And I was trying to judge like other people in the bracket to be like, I'll just take the first place, but you know, I'll try not to go too far past it. You know, but like, I've made the mistake of doing that before, and then like cancelling the run by just going, oh yeah, that's plenty enough waves. I think it was like this one, boom, get a rank 2. Didn't read that one properly. So yeah, we're doing a lot better now though, because before we used to see all purple. Wow, you can see how long I've been zigzagging for. So we used to see all purple and little dots of red. Now we're at the point where, and hopefully it stays like that, we're going to keep seeing red and then little dots of purple every now and then when we get a tough bracket. So it was a pretty cool stream, like I was saying. I streamed it. I actually didn't start the stream till I was like maybe 700 or 800 waves in, just because the run's so long. But it was probably the most people, like concurrent people I've seen in there. So if you're one of those people, massive shout out to you. Shout out to everybody in the chat as well for keeping the yarns going. Event done. Hopefully everybody else out there, your guys' one's looking the same. And then I did have that purchase over here, and that's because we got that damage mastery last week. And then I had to get one of these because we were mid-stream and I got some gems, and I was like, sweet, I can do a mod pool. And then it turns out I didn't even count properly and I couldn't even respec. So unfortunately, well, or fortunate for you guys, you all get to laugh at me. Here's the golden bot. I don't think I've changed it, and I think we just save our medals until the next event, which is what, in another day or something. I think it's the repeat one for the autumn, so I think I've already got that skin. So I think this one here for me too was a repeat. Yeah, this is a repeat as well. So I think I'm getting into the flow now where I'll start getting the repeat banners, which means I'm getting to the stage where I might be slowly becoming a tower boomer. The guild, absolutely smashing it, like every time, all the time. Like look, every single person since the day the guild started, so massive shout out to the guildies. Fetch, here's how fetch is looking. So I think I have to put like maybe 1 or 2 clicks in here, and then I just full send all the way down to, I think the cooldown's 60 seconds. And then from there, I mean, we may or may not go for the double fire enchants. But I suppose what will be next is bounty. We'll get to work on that soon. Store, everybody's one should be looking the same. All our stores should be looking the same. I did pick up the crit factor. I got to get this one still, but I'll probably get that last. I'll probably just make sure I get these first, even though we haven't had a problem completing any of the missions. For the workshop and enhancements, it all is the same that it has been for weeks, but I'm kind of juggling in when I want to put some more coins into my workshop. So for the respec, so 27Q is in the workshop, and I might pump it up. So I might put some into damage. Like I might take this up to maybe 1.8. Not sure about this at the moment. Like it's kind of fine where it is. I can do 12-hour runs. And then I might start putting some coins in here, namely this. What's going on? Don't have my pen. Where's my pen gone? No. Oh, my pen's gone. So mainly the enemy level skips. And then it's not for the EHP side to survive longer. It's actually for the damage side, so that we skip more. What would it be? The health levels of the mobs and that, so I can trim a bit longer. I feel like that'll be good coins spent. So basically, just having to think about adjusting what the baseline in this tab looks like, and then for the general workshop, still the same that it's been for the longest time. Just everything completely deviled. Everything completely devoed, except for I have done this now. I've actually unlocked. Oh look, now I got my pen back. What the hell? I've actually unlocked Rend Armor, and that's just to swallow some of the free ups. So it takes 300 here. What's this one? 300 there. So that's 600 levels of free ups that it swallows, and that's just because there's a window in the Orbalist phase where we're super trimming, and I'm just trying to minimize that. And that's so I don't have to keep fluffing around with cards so much and everything like that. For the UWs have not changed. If you're curious as to how they're looking, there's still a lot of work that has to be done, even with these ones here, let alone the ones that I still have to unlock. But the main goal for me at the moment is to get the next ultimate weapon, which I'm going to put in the landmines. And I think that's going to be super helpful for me in tourneys. And if there's some labs in that, then, you know, I'm still a long ways away from glass cannon. But I think for tourneys it'll help, and it should be cheap to invest in. So I think that's what we want to do. For the Masteries and cards. So I've got in damage to level 3. Or is that 3 completed? Something like that. But anyway, it's got a 2.6 multiplier on it, so that was a massive jump in damage. And I'll probably, after the current level that's labbing at the moment, I'll probably just go on pause. And then this is the other thing that I want to spend coins on. So I'm either going to go full send and complete this recovery package. And that's mainly because even if I don't have the economy to afford continuously leveling that up, I feel like as long as we have the shards and its shards not wasted, then somewhere down the line I might end up thanking myself. And that's kind of where my head's at with it, that if we just do what we can to put as much levels into it, if not even max it, and just kind of bite the bullet and suffer through it, I feel like somewhere down the track later on I'm going to thank myself. And I kind of feel like the reason why is because I did the common drop chance and rare drop chance and a lot of the other module and perk labs really early and kind of just suffered through it. And then I've never looked back on it. Like, I was super glad that I went that kind of route. And I feel like this is going to be the same for me. So I think we might just go full send on this. So it's either put a whole bunch of coins into this or put a whole bunch of coins into the workshop. And either way, I'm going to see something good out of it. Like, we're going to get something good. But yeah, I'm a little bit undecided. But we'll know when we get there. And probably for the star of the week. Boom, we got it. Amp Strike. What a jump. So that's how I got to the point where I jumped to 6 drill damage. Like, for perspective, like the amount of damage you get, and if you can maintain the uptime, it's like having a damage mastery. Like, that's how strong this thing is. Like, it's such a great cannon. I'm absolutely stoked that we got it. And not only did we get it, but we can 1-star it. What does it give you? 8.24 to 8.57. So 9.24. Let's see what it jumps to by throwing another star on it. Boom, 1 star. Hey, 9.57. Like, the multipliers and the damage, ultimate weapon damage. So like, I got 8,000 shards over here, and I don't need this for farming. Like, I don't even use chain lightning at the moment, so I don't even bother leveling that one up. But these things are jumping so much in price, like 39, 38 for the next level, 260 trill coins. So it's about, I don't know, a quarter of a day's worth of farming, but that's going to keep going up, and that's going to keep going up, and then that's why it makes me think that I should probably try to get as many ways to get shards as possible, so that it can just stockpile for eventually when I need it. Now, I'm contemplating whether I roll on this or not. Like, I might even just try to roll this to Mythic. What do you reckon? We've only got 40, so there's literally only 45 rolls in here. If we're lucky, we'll get it. Nope. Oh, well. So I might even just leave it and just not even bother rolling on it. But if we do get a case where I'm going to put a bit of a priority on this, and that's mainly because if we do get a case where we are going to use it in tournaments, you want it to be like fairly decent rolled. Now, what I have noticed is when it comes to farming with it, like, I kept the uptime a majority of the time for its effect. So it didn't really get super swing. Like, there's a little bit of inconsistencies when it comes to, you know, for how things run with me with farming with it. But not super noticeable, like in a way where it's like, oh, this mod's terrible for me, I can't keep it's terrible for Orbliss. I think when we were farming with the BA, it was just a little bit more consistent. But then the ceiling on this is so much higher. Like, such a jump in the ceiling for farming that I think we're just going to stick with this. And then occasionally we'll use it in tournaments depending on the conditions. You know, maybe one run with that, run with death penalty. But super stoked that we got it. I was fully freaking out thinking that we weren't gonna get it. I was like, oh no. Because, well, I mean, I did stop pulling these just in case the cannon did come out. But yeah, super wrapped. For the labs, I could probably swap this out. So we are about to get, once we finish this lab, we'll get a 3x multiplier from the damage mastery, which is absolutely insane. You know, for the damage to jump up that much. So basically in a day, run the lab at 4x. What's that? A day in 3 hours? A day in 4 hours? So that's going to be a nice other jump. And then just as I've been getting like quite an influx of damage, I've had to just adjust my runs you know, kind of accordingly. And then that's why I opened up in the workshop tab the rend armor section. When I start like the Orbless in there, I'll go with no attack speed and everything. So I'll just slowly keep adjusting as the goalpost keeps moving. Shatter shards, oh, taking ages, but we are getting there. Coins per kill, I'm just gonna leave it in there because I don't actually know what else that I want to put in there. I'm thinking the same with attack speed. Like, we're at this point now where the ROI is probably massively terrible, but I feel like I actually just want to gold box it. Like, even though there's smarter things that I could probably be doing, I just feel like I want to gold box it. So that's kind of where we are for the week. I haven't done no milestones. I was actually going to do one on the weekend, but if it wasn't for that champs run, wouldn't have bothered. So we basically got to double our waves to unlock tier 18. And then maybe we just hold off until we get in a landmine so we can fend off the bosses for a bit longer. But yeah, that's us. That's us. Probably the biggest surprise of the week. Two biggest surprise. Biggest surprise was that I got the gun. I legit thought I wasn't going to get it. And then the other big surprise is how comfortably we've been doing the Masteries. Like, I know around like level 5 up, it gets super expensive. So that's kind of the ones where I could probably get the first levels fairly fast, but the next ones will take a bit of saving. But yeah, I think we're earning enough coins now where we should be able to play around with Masteries a bit more. And hopefully that doesn't interfere with trying to get GT Plus too much. So that's us. So if you like what you see, you know the drill, fam. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification button so you can see when the next video is coming out. As always, keep it cloudy, fam.